flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Poole?
Here.
Councilman Cotton?
Here.
Councilman Watson?
Here.
Councilman Littles? Councilman Barton?
Here.
Mayor Lovelace?
Here.
Mayor, we do have a quorum, so the transaction of the city's business may proceed.
Approval of the minutes.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes of last meeting?
Second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors today. We have a little larger crowd than normal. I'm glad to see you all here and hope you can come back on a regular basis. Approval of the agenda.
The council has a copy of the agenda. A copy for the audience is on the wall. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? All in favor of approving the agenda as we have it, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and the agenda is approved.
Councilman Barton.
Thank you, Mayor. I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 14-0825.
I second.
We have a motion to introduce ordinance number 14-0825. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
No.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
By majority of the vote, the ordinance is introduced. The mayor is on record as having recused himself from this. So that would mean that on the agenda of October the 13th, a vote on whether to approve or disapprove the ordinance can be held by this council. So it will be in the council's hands for October the 13th.
Next item is introduction of ordinance 14-0922, waiver of certain license taxes.
Mayor, we got a point of order on that. Don't we got to go to B?
Under
All
7, we're old
business.
business.
Yes.
Item B, I believe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We were asked to pass on that to hold it over to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I missed that.
no problem.
I went to B under 8.
Okay.
And the new business, a request for a public hearing, appropriation for a startup business.
The Constitution of the state of Alabama does make provision that public funds can be used on a grant basis to help businesses get started up. Part of the legal process and the legal requirement is that a public hearing would be held. And in holding that public hearing, the plan of the council or the plan of the city in providing public funds as a grant would need to be stated. The benefits would need to be specified, and the public would have opportunity to speak in favor of or in opposition to that. There is a desire to have a public hearing for the purpose of considering providing grant funds or city funds for Compassion for Brewton. The public hearing would have to be published twice in a newspaper, and to meet legal requirements, waiting for the proper amount of time to pass by. If this council so desired, they could set up a public hearing on this matter to be held on October the 27th. October the 27th would be the date.
Do you need a motion on that, Steve?
Would need a motion and a second council
I make a
vote.
motion that we follow through to have a public hearing for this ordinance.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
The motion is approved, and we will hold a public hearing on October the 27th concerning using any city funds to provide a grant for a startup business, Compassion for Brewton.
Now we'll get to 8B, which is ordinance number 140922, which is introducing it for a waiver of certain license tax.
From time to time, there are requests that are made of the council to waive license fees or to make modifications or adjustments, and in order to clean up the books so that the city council is operating in the black and white and we have a good rule of standard to go by, this ordinance has been prepared by Mr. Hines, and it is recommended that the city council would approve it. So this would have to go in a three-step process. If the council desired to approve it, would have to introduce it, immediately consider it if we have unanimous consent, and then actually vote on the ordinance.
I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 140922.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Watson that we introduce ordinance number 14-0922, and it's seconded by Councilman Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and is introduced.
I have a motion for immediate consideration, ordinance number 140922.
Second.
Motion for immediate consideration has been made by Councilman Watson and seconded by Councilman Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Okay. The motion passes and the ordinance can be immediately considered.
Hold on.
Steve, I think I have
Mayor
a
has to
vote
vote
on
on
that.
that one.
And I vote yes.
Thank you for correcting me, sir. You are totally right on that. Okay. So we do have unanimous consent of all in attendance, and it passes and is eligible for immediate consideration.
I make a motion to consider immediate consideration.
Second.
Keep in mind, we just made this one, didn't we?
To approve.
No, we're at approval stage now.
Yes.
That's, wrong word.
Okay. Motion by Councilman Poole that we vote to approve this ordinance, and it's seconded by Councilman Cotton. Is there any discussion?
I have one, Mayor, the situation from last week with the circus that was going to be for, through the YMCA for the raising of money for the children to take to swimming, it should, if you know, which last week the discussion was, could that be waived? Which,
That would be my understanding of what this
that-
would accomplish.
okay, that would take care of that cleanup from last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
The motion passes, the ordinance is approved, and will be published.
I call on the city attorney again now.
Thank you, Mayor. The next ordinance that we can get it up again on the board is ordinance 140922-1. It's an ordinance to amend a franchise agreement, the franchise ordinance that was passed last year in favor of the South Alabama Gas Company. As you know, we've enjoyed a good working relationship with them. They've been able to call on us, and we've been able to call on them in times of need to keep utilities, natural gas flowing. As you know, last year we extended their franchise for 10 years. This amendment to that ordinance would push it out an additional 14 years. And the immediate benefit to the city of Brewton and long-term also would be that South Alabama Gas District will commence the removal and relocation of its high-pressure gas lines in the vicinity of D.W. McMillan Hospital. They have also have agreed to commence at its expense the repaving of Strandale and Poplar Avenue in its entirety within the city of Brewton. And one long-term benefit is they will agree from time to time, as the city of Brewton needs gas, they will sell the city of Brewton gas from its excess supply from its system at a agreed upon discounted rate. And so I think it's one of those good win-win situations for everybody, and I think Ray Madden has done a good job in working this out, along with the mayor, and talking with Mark Burgess at South Alabama Gas, and I think it's a good deal for the city.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 14-0922-1.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Barton to introduce ordinance number 14-0922-1, seconded by Councilman Watson. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and is introduced.
I offer a motion for immediate consideration of ordinance number 14-0922-1.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Watson for immediate consideration on ordinance number 14-0922-1, seconded by Councilman Poole. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Mayor Lovelace?
Yes.
We have unanimous consent on immediate consideration, so it is eligible for a vote of approval or disapproval by the council.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve ordinance number 14-0922-1 by Councilman Barton, seconded by Councilman Cotton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
The motion is approved and will be published.
Next item is an appointment on a vacancy on the Tree and Beautification Board, and I'll fill that, I'll appoint Kelly Billingsley to that position.
Will be so noted that it is a mayoral appointment.
Next item, the November 24th meeting of the council falls on the week of Thanksgiving, and to move it back a week, so it would meet on Monday, November the 17th.
I offer a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve the November 24th meeting of the City Council to be moved to November 17th, and that motion has been seconded by Councilman Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
The motion passes, and the regular, or the second meeting of November will be moved from November the 24th to November the 17th. I have no announcements, but we do have 3 comments to come from the floor. First of all, Clay Lisenby, on behalf of the Greater Brewton, East Brewton Area Chamber of Commerce.
Good afternoon, Council. I am representing the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors with a request to use O'Bannon Park to host a rodeo that would be November 5th through the 9th of this year, 2014. And we've met with Mr. Scott Pate regarding the plans that we have to make sure there won't be any conflicts with someone else using the property, and also to make sure that there's room for our temporary arena that it would be located in a place where there would be no lasting impact to the property, and there wouldn't be any damage either. And we would also like to request permission to put up signs and banners to promote the event the week prior.
What type of banners? Not across the street banners?
Not across the street, just side of the road.
I've talked with Scott Pate, and he discussed it, looked at the property with Clay. There would be no lasting impact to our property, and I think it would be a real crowd pleaser to do that. And I volunteered Councilman Watson to be a part of this.
Very good.
I hear you talking. I hear you talking.
We'll be on the same horse.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
What time would it start? What time?
The actual performance dates would be Friday, November 7th, and Saturday, November 8th, and the rodeo would begin at 8 p.m. and would last no later than 10 p.m.
Make a motion to approve the
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Barton, to grant permission for O'Bannon Park to be used for a rodeo for November the 5th through the 9th. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir. Do you have the cleanup at hand after it's all said and done?
Yes.
It's okay.
Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and permission is granted.
Thank you very much.
Next, Chris Fields.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council and everybody else. I'm with Low Country Adventures, and Low Country Adventures, along with the Brewton Music Festival, would like permission to use a small portion of Jennings Park just west and south of where the Low Country Adventures Outfitter building is, between the building and the creek beach that's there. It's the same location as last year that we threw the Twin Creek Combine, the concert, small concert with three bands, about 200 people. This will be the second annual version of that concert. We've got one returning band from Atlanta. We've also got a band from Brooklyn, New York, and a band from New Orleans that are totally on board to come and play for us. We expect, based on the momentum that we got from this weekend's show, that we should probably have between 300 and 400 people in attendance for this show. But that area of land is more than large enough to accommodate. There's Spartan grass on it. It's mainly sand, so the footprint shouldn't be too difficult on the park as far as the people are concerned. The stage that we'll be setting up will not be a large stage. It's a two-block wooden stage. It's actually a small homemade stage that's been used around town. Excuse me?
The whole thing will be very similar to last year?
Everything will be same as last year except for 2 new bands and hopefully a little bit of growth. That will be October 25th from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock.
May I make a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Barton, seconded by Councilman Cotton, to grant permission to Low Country Adventures with Brewton Music Festival to hold a music concert on October 25th, 6 to 10 o'clock p.m. in Jennings Park. Is there any discussion?
You know you're responsible for the cleanup.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and permission is granted.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chris.
Next, we have Lisa Nelson.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nelson, for those who don't know me. I'm just here to make sure that we continue the dialogue that we started a couple of weeks ago, and to just let you know what's transpired in the last couple of weeks, and then with the board meeting that we had last week. Feel like I need to clear up some misconceptions. I've heard so many rumors. We're not out to get the football team. We're not out to get anybody. I've said that over and over and over again, but still those rumors just keep pouring out there, but that's not what we're about. And I've already seen positive steps with the administration. I've heard from people that have gotten back with me and said that, you know, things are moving a lot faster than they normally would when they've come up when issues have come up. The main reason I'm here is to let you know that I want to go on record, and I'll give each one of you a copy if you want. Sent a letter to Lynn Smith. I sent it certified with a return receipt request, requesting a copy of the founding legislation for the Brewton City Board of Education with any amendments, changes, revisions, or corrections since the founding legislation was adopted. And I've also requested a copy of all policies and procedures for the Brewton City School Board of Education, which affect any and all superintendents, school board members, administration, teachers, employees, volunteers, students, and parents. And we have, I have my phone number and my address and my email, and we've requested to have it sent to us any way that they can, but we've requested to try to get it back within 7 days. Each one of the people that are in our little small group that meets, we chose a city school within the state of Alabama and pulled up their websites just to see what, you know, how they put their policies and procedures out there. And they were real easy to find. They were very, very user-friendly. And I can't say the same for ours. But anyway, that's really all I have to say. I appreciate you calling me the other day, and I'll take back your suggestions, and we'll get back in touch, and I'll be back in touch with all of y'all. Would y'all like a copy of the letter? Or should I give one to Ed?
Yeah, you give one to Steve.
That's all I have today.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you coming
Thank you.
today.
Lisa, you have a copy?
Oh, sure.
Give me one.
Could just give me Joe. Joe has
That's all I have, Mayor.
Motion we adjourn.